everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is United vs. Everybody. I am your host, Sean, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty excited about this one today. You guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, if you've known me for a while, you know that scouting is a kind of a nerdy little obsession of mine. Got some certification, some training, some experience with it. I've been doing it for several years. Obviously, informally. I'm not a scout for a club or anything, but it is fun. It is enjoyable. I do like scouring football all over the globe to see who the next, rising stars, hidden gems, and future ballers can be. That being said, we've covered a lot of them on the channel. I'm talking hundreds, most likely, over the last, 2 years or so we've been doing this. And today, I wanted to take a little bit of a pivot, still scout, but I wanted to talk a little bit about my favorites. Some of the players that I think are among the best, among the most brightest up-and-comers in football. And some of them you probably know. Some of them are quickly becoming household names. But today is the big one. I've had this one in the chamber for a while. It is my top 21 under 21. That's right. My top 21 footballers age 20 and younger. That was the cutoff. They're at the top of my list. Now, we're going to talk about that today. They are not in any particular order. So if you're wanting me to rank them or something, I'll have to do that later on. That would take a long time. But as we go along, keep that in mind. If you guys want to leave a thought in the comments section about which ones, maybe what ranks you are and stuff, feel free to do that as well. But we are going to dive into it, you guys. So please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. As you can see, we've hit 4K. We're now on the road to 5K, you guys. But make sure you share as well. I'll be right back in a hot second. What's up, you guys? So feel free to get your comments in as we go along as well. It's going to be a pretty fun little video, but we are going to dive right in. But I want to start off with some honorable mentions because, yes, as with any list, right, there's going to be some players that do miss out. Now, I've got a couple that I wanted to throw out there as honorable mentions for one reason or another, so you guys don't come at me in the comments when you don't hear your favorites. So starting with Caleb Urenchi, FC Norgeland midfielder. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of Caleb Urenchi. He's an absolute baller of a player, excellent midfielder. And honestly, if I had one more spot, he would have been on the list. But not because he's not good enough. It's because I've scouted him to death. I've featured him in a couple of my summer spending spree videos. I've scouted him several times, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to leave the space for someone else this time. So Caleb Urenchi, you guys know I love him already. Go watch a couple of the old scouting reports if you want to find out a little bit more about him. But he would have taken another spot if I had one more to give. We've got a couple players that were too obvious. Like, there's just the obvious, kind of the cheat code that I just felt like, it's not fair to put those in there. Starting with Lamine Yamal. It's just not fair. Like, it's way too obvious. There's nothing really hard about that. So I didn't put Lamine Yamal on the list. I just figured it's too obvious. Along with Yan Diomande, too obvious at this point. Pau Cabarsi, again, too obvious at this point. I left them off the list because it just felt like a cheat code. Zaire Emery, also left him off the list. He's been a regular at PSG for like 4 years. So it feels weird to kind of be like, oh, the top 20, but he's been playing regular football for a long time at a top level. So, again, another one who just felt a little obvious. So, again, Yamal, Diomande, Cabarse, Zaire Emery, not on the list because it just felt like a cheat code. A couple that missed out because of injuries include Estevao at Chelsea. I really liked Estevao. Chelsea, obviously, the prick signed him. Got some injuries this year. Looked really good for them. Probably one of their brightest sparks. We'll see how their injuries go, but he would definitely been on the list. Guevara Reed, the right back at Feyenoord. He got some injuries this year as well, so we're going to leave him off for a hot second, see how he recovers. And then Lennart Karl at Bayern Munich was another one I had really high hopes for. I want to see how he recovers from the injuries, but all three of those guys will also make any of these lists as well. But because of the injuries, I decided to go ahead and leave him off for the hot second. And then we've got a player who, I think is really good. Could be one of the next big stars in the Premier League, but again, very minimal first team minutes, and that's Arsenal youngster Max Daumann. He caught my eye when United played Arsenal at the academy level early in the season. I like the look of him, probably the best player on the pitch that game. We'll see how he goes, but more minutes in first team football, he could definitely, kind of elbow his way onto the list. And then I wouldn't be a true United fan if I didn't make room for the honorable mentions of J.J. Gabriel and Jimmy Thwaites. J.J. Gabriel didn't make the list, just still young. He's not even really had any under 21 minutes pretty much yet. And then Jimmy Thwaite again, no first team minutes. So I just felt like it wouldn't be super fair, kind of a little biased to put those two in there, but they are definitely honorable mentions. So if you have any honorable mentions at the end of this that didn't quite make your list or you think should have been in, let me know. But we are going to get into my list. Now, again, these are not in any particular order. That would have taken a very long time. And honestly, it probably would have caused a lot of stress, probably would have had some ulcers. But you guys know how it is. But keep that in mind as we go along, you guys, and get your thoughts in as we go along as well. Rob Taft's in the house. Big up, Rob. Good to see you again. So let's start with a player that I've spoken about a few times. You guys know I really, really like him, and that is Matheus Mane. Now, you guys know Matheus Mane. He's an absolute baller of a player. Portuguese-born England under-18 international, has featured across the Wolves front line in multiple roles, whether it's a 10 on the left-hand side. Remember, Wolves played that 3-4-2-1. He was kind of in one of those 10 roles, but he can play deeper if you wanted maybe more of an attack-minded 8. He can also play in the left wing. I really like him. That's why he's versatile, but he's very, very, very good on the ball. Very good at driving the ball through midfield. He's strong, too, when it comes to shooting from distance, really good at set pieces, passing, dribbling, link-up play, 1-2s, all in those tight, congested areas in the final third. Very good at, along with chance creation and his crossings. Those are very good numbers for him. He's a high-volume, high-risk attacking profile that's built around shooting from distance, dribbling, taking on defenders all the time, and kind of drawing fouls. If you guys remember the match we played against them at Old Trafford, he was causing us all sorts of problems. He's quickly become one of the Premier League's breakout teenage sensations this season. He's drawn interest reportedly from Liverpool, United. Again, he ran us ragged at Old Trafford. He took on midfielders, took on defenders, draw fouls in dangerous areas. He was doing us all sorts of nightmares. Racked up 3 goals, 1 assist in 19 starts in the Premier League, after putting up 5 goals and 4 assists with the Wolves under-21s in the first half of the season. If you recall, we did a show where Dylan, Ian, and I were randomly assigned. Each of us took one of the relegation clubs, and we had to choose one player to bring to United. I got Wolves. Matheus Mane was my pick. Again, you guys know how highly I rate him. I'd love United to sign him, even if it meant loaning him back out to Wolves for a year of development in the Championship. As long as we get him, I'd be happy with that. But I really like Matheus Mane a lot. You guys know that by now. Let me know your thoughts. Moving on to my next player. I'm looking at Rio Ngumoa. I know. It's a Liverpool player, but you got to give credit where it's due. The young left winger playing for the Scousers is an absolute top talent. Blessed with pace, explosive acceleration, really good take on 1v1s. Got a creative eye, got really good vision, especially in that final third. His close control is on point. The ball just sticks to him, and he works hard, which I really like. We know that the youngsters are going to work hard, but it's very easy for these youngsters to listen to the hype, to believe the hype, and then maybe shirk some of their off-the-ball duties. But he's got instinctive dribble first, known, again, the close control, acceleration, especially in those tight areas. His creativity, Ngumoa, comes from seeing the chain of events kind of before that final ball is played, rather than just playing the pass itself. He kind of slows things down. He pulls defenders out of their shape, pulls them towards him. Then he can explode past them. He creates space by slowing things down. That is the mark of an excellent, naturally gifted player. He's very direct, dynamic. He shows a maturity and a development, like a footballing IQ well beyond his years. But he's also got good end product. He's got good shot, set piece technique, good off the ball movement, which I think is quite invaluable as well, just movement off the ball. 2 goals, 1 assist in just 5 starts in the league. Became Liverpool's youngest ever FA Cup player, made his Premier League debut at 16 years old. He became the youngest goal scorer in Liverpool's history at just 16 years, 361 days, with a dramatic 100th minute winner at Newcastle earlier. You guys remember that. And he was included in the Guardian's Next Generation 2024, which is their list of 20 of the best talents at the Premier League clubs as well. So keep an eye out for Rio. I think he's an excellent player. Let's move on to another player. If Danny B's in the house, he's going to recognize this guy. Talking about Rodrigo Moura, young attacking midfielder playing for FC Porto in the Portuguese league. This kid, I know sometimes when we think attacking midfielder, we think someone like Bruno, right? A creator, but sometimes it is more like a Cunha. It is more like a false nine. It is more like a dribbler, carrier, goal scorer. And that's kind of what Rodrigo Mora is becoming. Known for a lot of movement, almost that Jamal Musiala type player. Good passing though, still good vision, good playmaking. But again, that movement is what causes problems in that final third for Porto's opponents. Because he just has this knack for linking up, never stopping dribbling, and the ball just finds him no matter what. And he's blessed with excellent finishing, which makes him just 10 times worse to play against. But he's technically gifted. He's an attacking midfielder, like I said, but he's got the soul of an attacker, a forward. He's really good in those half spaces. He's got really good awareness, good playmaking instincts. I like him a lot, like I said. His game center, again, he's not the tallest. He's pretty short. He's got a low center of gravity, but that's what gives him such good balance, close control, press resistance, such good turning on a dime in tight spaces, good ball carrying as well. But he also shows a decision making and a creativity that for a 19-year-old is absolutely elite as well. Again, he's just always moving and causing problems in the final third and in and around the box as well. Again, combining with teammates, riding those challenges like we see Messi do sometimes. He can get done out in one-on-one physical duels, like he's going to get muscled off it. But again, I think that as long as he's moving, he's fine. And he's still fourth for possession one in the final third as well. So he puts in a shift off the ball too. 6 goals, 2 assists last season, 10 goals, 4 assists the year before. He was the UEFA Youth League's top goal scorer in the 23-24 season. He was the UEFA European Under-17 Championship top scorer 2024 and was the team of the tournament that season as well. And he became the youngest professional debutant in the Portuguese league's history at 15 years, 8 months as well. And he's also got some senior Portugal caps as well, or more. He's absolutely boss in the Portuguese league. He's one that I really, really like. Guys, keep an eye on him as well. Ian's in the house. Big up, Ian. Mike in the house. Debasi. Big up, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, get your thoughts in as we go along, you guys. I am just cruising here. Ian, good timing too, because I got your boy up next. I'm talking about Johan Manzambi. Or maybe you don't want to watch Ian. You might cry a little bit. But Manzambi, next on my list. Again, these are not in any sort of order. But again, young midfielder, can play a variety of midfield roles. Again, very versatile. Known for, he can play deep, you can play as an 8, you can play as a 10. You could probably put him wide if you want to, where he can play a little bit like Morgan Rogers. The kid can do a little bit of everything. Currently at Aston Villa, just signed for Aston Villa from Freiburg. If you guys remember them in the was it Conference League or Europa League? I don't remember now, but absolutely bossed it. He's just the Swiss international. He kind of describes himself as he described himself as a box-to-box midfielder. But again, like I said, he can play all sorts of different roles. He's attack-minded, ball carrier. Not really, I wouldn't want him in the pivot, but he could play there if you had just a defensive powerhouse next to him. I feel like he'd be fine. Statistically, Monzambi's shooting is very solid. He's physical. He's really good in the air, good dribbling as well. Good at playing these threaded passes through midfield. Excellent first touch, very clean first touch. Good, purposeful, efficient, direct passing as well, but also very calm on the ball, especially under pressure. His press resistance is very good. He's very strong, really good balance, really coordinated as well. So he knows how to kind of make the situation a little less physical than it needs to be, if that makes sense. But again, it's that hunger to score that I really, really like, because he does have an attacker's instincts, a striker's instincts in the final third. Times his runs to get on the end of things in the box, a la like Frank Lampard, or like maybe the way McTominay did for us. 7 goals, 6 assists in all comps last season, including 3 goals and 2 assists for Switzerland at this summer's World Cup. Right up until he got injured. He recently, like I said, made that switch to Aston Villa. Yet another player that Newcastle have let slip through their fingers. A fee of around £50 million, though. I mean, that could be an absolute steal for this kid. We'll be looking at that in a couple years thinking, oh, geez. But he could have done a lot of roles. He's going to do some roles for Newcastle, or the Aston Villa, sorry. The question is, will they keep buying players or not? I mean, Newcastle are still crying about that. But yeah, Johan Manzambi, if you know, you know. Moving on, let's talk about a player. I've scouted this guy in the past. Most of these players I have scouted in the past. But this one I really, really like, and he's getting better and better every time I watch him. And that is Jordi Mokio, the defensive midfielder who plays for Ajax. You guys know that I've always got a soft spot for Ajax. I have nothing but the utmost respect for the way that club is run, top to bottom, all the way down to the academy level, the history of Ajax, the way that they develop players. Obviously, they've been struggling since Ten Hag left. They've had about 18 different managers since, but Jorge Mokio has been a shining star in that club. Good positioning, which comes from a good footballing IQ, but he's also aggressive. He goes and hunts that ball down. He puts in the tackle. He wants to get stuck in. But he's also great on the ball as well. And he can also play center back too. He blends technical elegance with tactical maturity, which is rare for an 18-year-old. But he also, like I said, he does not hesitate at all when it comes to disrupting opposition attacks before they develop. He's proactive rather than kind of just playing off the back foot. He wants to step out. He wants to press. He wants to anticipate. It is a bit of a high risk, high reward style, but it's what's got him the fourth most tackles per 90 last season. That's exactly the kind of defensive midfielder I think United fans are crying out for right now. Someone who's going to cover ground and get stuck in and not always wait for the game to come to them. He's sometimes a bit too aggressive, but he's young. That can be ironed out. But I like that he's just constantly moving, constantly positioning himself, trying to make the most impact, whether he's on the ball or off it. On the ball, like I said, he's composed. He's left foot passer. He's capable of playing line breaking balls, but he also can drive that ball forward himself, which I really do like. And it helped him get 5 goals, 3 assists in all competitions last season. And he was, when he was still at Ghent, he was their youngest ever UEFA Youth League player. I really like Mokio a lot. You guys know that. I'm been keeping an eye on him because he's still very, very, very young. But I do really like him a lot. He's a good player. I know some of you guys, as United fans, might be done with Ajax players, but you can't. You got to hand it to them. They know how to develop talent there. The question is, does it translate? And that's when it comes about the player themselves, not about what league or whatever. Premier League proven. You guys know I don't always buy into Premier League proven. It's about the player themselves. I think Mokio can handle it, though. Let me know your thoughts. Moving on to another player I've discussed in the past, another player that Danny B's or Irish Pit Terrier in the chat will know very well, and that is Prince Jr. Young left winger, plays for FC Nordjylland over in the Danish Superliga. I really like this kid a lot. He could be one that if we're still looking for a first team ready left winger kind of rotation option, and Tynan Thompson is not quite ready, he could be one. Now, again, this isn't a United scouting show. This is just a top 21, under 21, but I really would like Prince Jr. at United. He's young, Ghana international. He brings pace, direct in 1v1s, chance creation. He's got explosive acceleration, sharp first step speed, agility to beat defenders down the flank. He actually has the 4th most successful dribbles per 90 last season. Close control is excellent. Again, ball just sticks to him like glue, good ball retention, but he can do that while changing directions rapidly in tight spaces. The ball just kind of like Ahmad a little bit. But again, very, very direct, takes on the fullbacks right, head on rather than kind of slowing down all the time, which I like. But again, he likes to cut inside too. Good ball striking, clever runs off the ball to break the defensive lines, vision to pick out teammates in those dangerous areas, but he also can finish those chances himself, like I said. I just like him a lot because he plays on the front foot. He plays with intensity. It can lead to losing possession at times, but that's going to happen. And bonus points, he's 2-footed. I mean, that's great, which also, like Baza Montetori, he means he can put a ball in from the byline, but also cut inside and shoot too. 9 goals, 6 assists last season. He was Nordjylland's top scorer. He had the 2nd most assists, 10th most big chances created in the league. He was featured in the Team of the Week 6 times as well. Got a goal and an assist in his debut for Nordjylland too. When, like, I don't know how much more I need to say. United and PSG were linked back in like May, I want to say, because we did discuss him on a news roundup back then. 20 to 25 million pounds was the price being discussed, which, honest to God, is an absolute steal. Like, absolute steal. Like clubs like United piss 20, 25 million pounds. So I would definitely go and take a risk on that as well and just get it done. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the house. Rickamank's in the house. Big up. Yeah, he's a big fan of Mokio. I do like Mokio a lot. Prince Jr., yeah, Danny's a big fan. Mihalita, big up. How you doing? Do I do any watch-alongs for the City and Arsenal? I sometimes do watch-alongs for Manchester United. This is a Manchester United channel. I'll sometimes do first-team watch-alongs. We do have a watch-along tomorrow for our friendly against Rosenborg, FYI. So if you want to come and do that, we will be here for that one as well. But big up, welcome to the channel. You guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you guys are new and you are a big fan of the scouting reports. We are cruising, but again, we're not going too in-depth because this is a top 21, under 21. If you want to know more about some of these players, we have scouted them in the past. Go check through some of the old scouting report thumbnails. see if you recognize him, and then jump in if you want to learn a little bit more. I'm giving you kind of a surface level today. Moving on, because we are cruising, you guys. I love it. Let's talk about Ruud Nishtad. I've scouted him before as well. Young center back. He's just 18, plays for FC20 in the Eredivisie. But this kid is a modern ball-playing center back. Good passing range, good ball carrying, driving out from the back as well when you want to rely on your center backs to build out. He's good under pressure, kind of like Licha as well. But he's tall, technically composed as well. He's ball playing. The passing range is his calling card. 5th most successful long balls per 90 last season in the Eredivisie. He acts as a bit of an orchestrator from the back, rather than just kind of a defender who just his job is just to clear danger. Think of like Brighton building out through Jan-Paul van Hecke. Think of what Harry Maguire does, what Licha does. That's what you're going to get from Ruud Nishtad. Comfortable carrying out from the back, like I said, comfortable with these little layoffs and 1-2s. Even gets forward to put in early crosses. Long range switches of play. Again, he does a little bit of everything on the ball, but still, he's a defender and he reads the game well. He's got a knack for anticipation, disrupting opposition attacks before they really get a chance to build up. He's not super fast, so I wouldn't play him in a high line necessarily. And he can be exposed, defending against counterattacks. But again, not every defender is going to be fast, and not every club plays a high line, so it's not really that big a deal, quite frankly. Managed a goal and an assist last season. But again, he's left-footed. Really good, rare distribution from the back from the left-footed. Again, similar to Licha, but it made him one of the most sought-after teenage defenders in the transfer market. 20 realized this. They got him tied down to a new contract that runs to 2029. Erik ten Hag is the new technical director, so that probably has a lot to do with it. He does love himself a ball-playing center back, so he probably wanted to make sure that that's what they were going for. But I really like Nishtad a lot. If you're going for someone like a ball-playing center back with passing range, this would be a guy to go and develop. But again, we've got Aiden Heaven, so I'm not sure how necessary that is. But keep it in mind, you guys, if you're looking for one. Moving on, let's talk about Jens Hertogdal. Now, Jarvis, if you're in the house, this one's for you. I know we already scouted him, and he was a Jarvis's member pick way back when. But this young center midfielder playing at Tromsø is doing absolute bits this year. He's tall. He cites Pogba, Busquets, and Ivan Rakitic as influences on his own style of play. And I can see echoes of each one, honestly, in different aspects of the way he plays. He's just a big, tall, box-to-box midfielder, very similar to like Sergei Milinkovic-Savic or something like that, maybe even like a Yaya Toure-esque. He uses that size of long legs to cover large spaces. He gets stuck in, helps him keep control of the ball, stick a foot in to make a challenge as well. The height also helps on set pieces. But he's very good on the ball, very composed on the ball, very press resistant. And he's kind of like another Manzambi where, the reading of the game, the movement, the timing allow him to make those late runs into the box as well. He got 4 goals, 4 assists last season in the Norwegian League. He's already on 7 goals, 2 assists this season after just 14 games, including a hat trick in a man-of-the-match performance to kick off the Norwegian season for Tromsø. He's currently the top scorer. He captained Norway's under-18s. He's been a steady, composed performer in the Norwegian League, contributing both goals and assists from midfield as well. I've read Celtic and Rangers are interested, but it does look like it's going to be Rangers who end up bringing him to their club. So we'll see what happens, but he's an absolute boss midfielder. Any club would be lucky to have him. Big up, Danny B in the house. You missed out on Prince Jr., my friend. You have to go back and watch it. But we are cruising. Remember, we got a lot. This is 21 players today, all 20 years and younger. Moving on to a player we've spoken about recently, but I mean, you still got to talk about him. I'm talking about Gilberto Mora. Young 17-year-old midfielder, plays for Club Tijuana down in Liga MX. But if you guys caught a glimpse of him at the World Cup, it's hard to imagine and it's hard to believe that he's just 17 years old. I mean, I've covered him several times already. He can play 8, can play as a 10 as well. He's a playmaker, like flat out. He's got elite level spatial awareness, vision, his creativity, passing is on point. Close control, again, he's short. He's like 5'3" or something, so he's going to rely on a lot of that kind of trickiness, that cleverness. But again, you wouldn't know it because he does so well to evade pressure, to ride challenges. He actually has no problem getting stuck in that tight, congested midfield spaces. Very comfortable receiving in those areas too, even on a half turn under pressure. But again, it's about, for him, what happens before he even receives the ball. Watch him play, and you'll notice how continuously he scans the pitch, anticipating, seeing, reading the gaps, looking at the spaces, anticipating defensive pressure, and just already a couple steps ahead of the opposition. He is Tijuana's primary playmaker, and he can unlock defenses with threaded through balls, combinations. He doesn't force things. He just sees things happening, it seems like, before other people do. 6 goals, 1 assist last season. Became the youngest Mexican to debut for the senior national team as well. He won the 2025 Gold Cup with Mexico. Mexico's youngest ever World Cup starter. He's the second youngest player in history after Pele to start a World Cup knockout match. Youngest goal scorer in Liga MX history as well. Liga MX All-Star in 2025 and 2026. And did I mention he's still only 17 and he's got all these accolades? It's absolutely nuts. Big clubs linked. Obviously, United have been linked. We're linked to everybody. Dortmund, who seemed to be the strongest link with him, though, and I think after losing someone like Julian Brandt, although maybe he signed a new contract, I don't know. Gilberto Moro, I think that could be an excellent little pickup for Emoto. I think Dortmund is a good place for young players to go and develop. But you guys, let me know what you think about this young Mexican, because this kid is absolutely built on stardust, like hands down. Moving on. Let's talk about Finn Jelsch. Young center back playing at Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. He is a tall, athletic, mobile, physical German defender. Again, another player with a high risk, high reward style. Very aggressive, quick to come off his line to anticipate, outpace attackers rather than play on the back foot. He takes a very proactive approach. If you played him next to like Ruud Nisted, who we just covered a couple players ago, that would be a very good combination. You've got someone like a Nisted who's going to sit back and kind of play the ball forward, distribute, be a playmaker, and then someone like Jelsch who would be like the Vidic to Rio Ferdinand kind of combination, basically. In possession, though, Jelsch is actually above average passing range and a wide range of types of passes as well. He does take a role in the build-up play, but again, it's that physicality and that aggression that I really, really like by him. He reminds me a little bit of Licha or like a Nico Schlotterbeck in the way he plays. UEFA Under-17 Euro and World Cup winner with Germany in 2023. He was in the team of the tournament as well. Played a key role in Stuttgart winning the DFB Pokal a year ago. Obviously, Bayern are interested. Liverpool have been linked. Barcelona have been linked as well. He is a Fritz Walter gold medal winner at the under-19 level as well, which is an excellent award to win for German footballers. He was also nominated for the 2026 Golden Boy Award as well. So keep an eye on Finn Jelsch. He's an absolute baller, and I love defenders like him. Brandt is going to Leeds, says Danny. That is nuts. It does not make sense to me, but all right. He would have been one I would have liked to bring on a free to United as like that Tielemans-esque kind of Bruno backup player, but we could have sold him out, but it is what it is. Moving on, the player that I also really, really like, again, I like them all. That's why they're on my list. Victor Froholt. Plays for Porto, another Porto player, this time a little deeper than Rodrigo Mora. He is just a straight-up midfielder, box-to-box. Signature is that vertical running, 3-man midfield. He's got really good technique, good vision, good agility, good physicality, athleticism, but also good pace on him as well. Kind of reminds me of Barella a little bit, just that very vertical, direct box-to-box player. He's very good at carrying the ball, but he's also got an impressive work rate off the ball too. He presses like a madman. He reads the passing lanes well. He cuts off the medium, the long balls. Doesn't dive into a whole lot of physical challenges, but he just, again, his football IQ and his reading of the game and that anticipation, that positioning are what allow him to just do what he does best off the ball. Good stamina, good long strides on the run, so he cuts off a lot, covers a lot of ground quickly, which does allow him to track back, break up play, but also sprint forward, support the attack, all within the same sequence. Again, that stamina, that energy level, and that physicality, he can track back and win the ball, and then drive forward immediately with it, all within the same breath. 8 goals, 7 assists in all comps last season. He was tied for 10th most assists. He won the Danish double with Copenhagen before he made the big money move to Porto as well. He helped Copenhagen win that 2025-26 title with Porto, He was the Danish League Player of the Year and the Team of the Year in 2025 before his move. He was full-on Danish Footballer of the Year in 2025. And after his debut season with Porto, he was the Portuguese League's Player of the Year as well. The Young Player of the Year and also in the Team of the Season for the Portuguese. So he went from all that to Copenhagen in the Danish League to doing the same exact thing with Porto. Like, the kid is just adapted seamlessly to a whole new league, a whole new country, a whole new everything, which is, again, one of those traits you really want to look out for in a player, especially a young player. If you can adapt that quickly, you think you've got something. But let's see. No problem, Ian. Do what you got to do, man. We are just cruising. Let's take a look at another center back today, Luka Vuskovic. So this was one that I was really bummed out about because you got Spurs signed him and then loaned him and then they sold him to Brighton. Technically, I mean, sell is a loose term. There's a reason Jan Paul Van Hecke was so expensive. They basically did a swap on paper to get around stuff. It happens all the time. But he is a big, athletic Croatian defender whose ball playing under pressure is one of his standout characteristics. He's comfortable on the ball. He uses quick combinations to break down presses, to beat the press, rather than just always clearing it. And he's good at carrying that ball forward with purpose as well, creating space for himself. Vuskevic's reading of the game, his positioning, his composure in 1v1s, and anticipation are all elite for a young defender, but he's also very goal threat. He's a big goal threat as well. Dominates in the air, which is what gets him goals. Most among defenders in the Bundesliga last season with 6 goals. His goal against Werder Bremen won the Bundesliga goal of the season as well. Second most clearances per 90 last year. Second most defensive contributions per 90. And he made his professional debut at just 16. Like, the kid's an absolute boss. He's probably going to go for a lot of money in a couple of years when Brighton get a big offer for him from, like, Bayern or something. He was the youngest player ever to feature or score in the Croatian top flight before he made that move to Spurs. Again, Spurs sent him out on loan to Hamburger, and he was in the Bundesliga team of the season. So we'll see what happens, but he's definitely one that I think coming up in this next season at Brighton, people are going to take notice and people are going to start talking about him, and then all the links to the big clubs are going to start up again. But yes, he's an excellent player, Vuskovic. I liked him. I was bummed that Spurs got him and more bummed that they went to Brighton, but it is what it is. Moving on, we've got a couple more left, you guys. If you've stuck with me this far, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe as well. Don't forget, when we're all done here, leave your rankings and let me know which ones I missed out on. Again, I went through my honorable mentions and gave you the reasons why they didn't quite make it. Again, this is my list. They're not in any particular order, so I'm eager to hear what you guys think, though, when we're done. So cruising, we've got like 10 more to go. Ryan, you guys know how much I like this kid. I did a scouting report on him when he was still at Vasco da Gama. Bournemouth signed him for a club record fee, and he quickly became a first-team fixture in the starting 11, earned his senior Brazil debut within months of arriving in the Premier League. He is a dynamic ball carrier, close control dribbler, pacey, he's strong, he's direct, he's got a really good shot on him, he works hard off the ball. He averaged the longest ball carries of anyone in the Premier League last season at about 15 meters per carry. Again, using some subtle Brazilian footwork to just kind of knock the ball out of his feet, good for such, and then create space for himself. Left-footed, plays on the right wing, cuts inside onto that stronger foot, but again, he's clinical in front of goal. Very, very direct. He's not a super big creator. He is very, very, very direct. But he's a big guy as well, which I like. Not typically what you see. 6'2", big, strong winger, which I really like. And in just 15 matches for Bournemouth after joining mid-season, he got 5 goals, 2 assists. And that was after getting 20 goals and 1 assist for Vasco the year before. He was a newcomer of the year in the Brazilian Serie A in 2025, team of the year in the 2025 Copa do Brasil, and top scorer in that Copa do Brasil that season as well. Third teenager in Premier League history to register a goal or an assist in each of his first 3 matches. He brings speed, he brings strength, dribbling, very direct in 1v1s. He's a threat on transitions, wicked shot. I mean, what is not to like about Ryan if you haven't done that before? But he's an absolute boss. Love him a lot. Moving on. Let's talk about Keith Smith because he's kind of going quiet a little bit. I like this guy so much, though, that on top of doing a scout report for him, I did an entire video on him like 8 months ago, if you guys remember that. You can go search for it. It says Manchester United need Keith Smith, and here's why is the title. I like this kid a lot. Look, I can't even believe I'm wearing the same exact shirt down there. You can see that. That's hilarious. But Smith is a tall, like movement-heavy Dutch playmaker whose main strength, again, is that vision and reading of the game to find teammates in space. Pair that with genuine elite-level ball progression and dribbling, like at a really high tempo. Again, he moves that ball quickly. He knows what he's doing, and you've got potential future star here. Constantly looking for vertical, positive, direct passes to break through the opposition lines, but he's also capable of hitting longer diagonals and whatnot to switch the play and kind of ease pressure as well. He can play a variety of roles in midfield as well. Press resistant, which I love in a midfielder like Cobby. And unlike many deep passers, he can also contribute goals. Again, often from those late runs into the box. Just the timing, which again comes from footballing IQ, comes from reading the situation. Presses, though, off the ball. Presses with energy, presses with aggression. Again, utilizing that footballing IQ to anticipate, cut out the passing lanes, read the situation, make interceptions as well. 5 goals, 9 assists in all comps last season. He starred for AZ's UEFA Youth League winning side when he was still in the academy. Top scorer, best player at the U19 Euros. Again, a lot of big clubs interested. We've been linked for a while. I know Rio Ferdinand loves this kid. I love this kid as well. He would be one you go and get just to have him, just to do that. But again, you have to be patient with the young players. Like Danny says, our fan base definitely don't have a ton of patience. I mean, if this transfer window is anything to go by, I mean, we've signed a lot of players, and yes, some of them are young, but again, we just don't have the patience. But you have to be patient with the young kids, but I do like him a lot. He's just so good. But keep an eye out for Keith Smith, because wherever he goes next, he's going to light it up. Let's move on to another player who I'm liking more and more and more every time I kind of revisit what he's doing these days, and that is Nathan Decat. He plays as a 6, right? The young 18-year-old who recently just moved to Hoffenheim from Anderlecht, but he's not the kind of 6 that you think he is. So when we would think 6, we think, defensive minded, but you have to also remember there are 3 different types of deep midfielders. There's your defensive midfielder, there's your holding midfielder, and then there's your deep lying playmaker. These are the 3 kind of 6 roles that you come into. But he is a tall Belgian, and his game is built about long limb press resistance and excellent passes, like disguise passing, like Goody, like Odegaard type passing, making me honestly question if simply calling him a 6 does him any justice, honestly. He is a deep lying like anchor. He's a holding midfielder who can both shield the defense but also dictate tempo from a deeper position in midfield. He just aims to get that ball forward, doesn't want to just sit and recycle possession. He wants to utilize his excellent passing range to get the ball forward, to get his team into better goal-scoring situations. He can play switches, line-breaking passes, vertical balls over the midfield, tricky little deceptive passes. He does all of it. In the Belgian league, only 9 midfielders averaged more than 5.5 long balls per 90, and Decat was the second best among that group when it came to completing these long balls. Off the ball, he knows his job. He uses that big frame to win the ball, shield the ball, and also relies on that excellent footballing IQ to read the game, anticipate, and disrupt. Slow to get back sometimes. He's not the quickest, especially if he drives forward and he's caught high up the pitch. But I think if you develop him the right system, that could turn him into a sleep your future star. A team that plays a little bit of a mid-block. A team, maybe if you went to Palace and took over for like Adam Wharton, if Adam Wharton got sold, I think that would be an excellent situation. I would like him at United, the way Carrick kind of sets up in that mid-block. He became one of Anderlecht's youngest ever debutants. He was thrown straight into a knockout match at the Under-17 World Cup after already establishing himself at the senior side. Finished last season, 3 goals, 5 assists in all comps for Anderlecht. He was also another one included in the Guardian's Next Generation 2025, which is 60 of the best young talents in world football. Under-17 UEFA European Team of the Tournament in 2025 as well. And Belgian Promise of the Year in 2025, which is the award given to the best youngster in the Belgian League, an award that Yuri Tillemans won in the past. Hoffenheim signed him for just like 20 million euros, which is an absolute steal. If Hoffenheim continue to be a bit of a yo-yo club, we should definitely pounce on that, because I love him at United. Like I said, I think he'd be an excellent midfielder, 100%. Danny, he went to Hoffenheim just recently, man. Literally just recently. But I like him a lot, you guys. He was an absolute baller of a midfielder. Go check him out. Moving on, I know I'm going to get some hate for this one, but let's talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly, because yes, he's an Arsenal player. We did do Rio Nugamoa as well, though, but just because you're a play for a rival doesn't mean you're bad. The problem with Miles Lewis-Skelly is that Arteta insists on playing him at left back. He's really a midfielder. Now, they get around it because they want to tuck their midfielders in, or their left back into midfield, so he kind of takes up a midfield role, which is fine. So he gets to play his natural position a little bit, right? But this also means he's got to balance attacking that central position and covering the space that he vacates as well. So it is what it is. But I really like Lewis Skelly a lot. I think he's got excellent ball carrying. He's versatile. He's good on the ball. He's press resistant. He's got an engine and energy, but he's also aggressive as well. Shows composure. Ball carrying from deep positions is very good. Excellent in tight spaces. Direct when it comes to carrying the ball. And so good at creating space for himself under pressure so he can drive that ball forward. And he's another player who's two-footed, which means that when he receives the ball and when he has to play the ball, what being two-footed means is you open yourself up to not only a variety of angles to receive the ball, but also a variety of angles to pass the ball. So it's better. It's so much better than being one-footed like my ass. But he's quite strong, quite physical, and he uses his strength to shield the ball and win the ball under pressure. And I like that he goes into his duels with aggression and intent as well. Managed 4 assists last season, including 2 assists in the Champions League. Played 90 minutes in that final. Obviously, Arsenal lost, but that's because Arsenal are shit. So what are you going to do? Yeah, like the boss says, wrong player, or right player, wrong team. He'd be excellent. I'm not sure where he would go next if he were to leave Arsenal, but shoehorning him in at left back just because you keep buying midfielders is just not smart. But maybe Arsenal's loss could be someone else's gain. But let me know what you guys think of Miles Lewis-Skelly because I think he's an absolute baller. Moving on, let's talk about Ayoub Boadi because he is just becoming probably going to be the most expensive teenager for a while, outside of like Mbappe when he went to PSG. Again, what can I say about him we haven't already discussed? Young defensive midfielder, plays for Lille. He's just turning a few heads for a few seasons now. Really, it's not the first time. Sort of feels like this could finally be the summer he gets his move. He's just a genuine. Yes, he plays in a deep role, but he's a two-way player. Very strong defensively with anticipation, pressing, defending off the back foot, but also he does have a knack for going hunting down the ball. But he's got a good passing range, good spatial awareness to spot runners in advanced position. He's press resistant as well, good at creating space for himself. Often receives the ball under pressure, which you're going to do as that defensive role. But I think that if you're playing in a pivot, you have to be able to receive the ball under pressure. That's something that, like when we had McTominay, for instance, and this isn't a bash on McTominay. McTominay was a good player, played in the wrong role. He can't receive the ball off the defense under pressure. It's just not where he shines. Boadi, exact opposite. That's where he lives. He loves it. Despite being young, Boadi reads the game very well. He scans, plays those passes under pressure, but it helps him, again, anticipate, position himself to break up the opposition attack. He's in the top 15 percentile when it came to dribbles pass, so again, he doesn't get dribble pass a lot. And he's in the 77th percentile for duels as well. He's physical enough to do it consistently. He's got big size, long limbs. He puts in those challenges. He shoulders and muscles opponents off the ball. Youngest player ever to appear in a European Cup competition match at 16 years, 3 days. Was very impressive for Monaco at this World Cup. So much so is that, like I said, he could finally get his move. I've read that City are reportedly prepping an 85 million offer for him as well. But this kid could definitely be something wherever he goes. If he plays, I tell you what, he's gonna turn heads. Like, I can't tell you how much I love this kid. But again, another one that I feel like if we were another year into the rebuild, maybe it would be time, but I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. But maybe it's the one you just take the risk on. You guys let me know what you think about Boadi. I like him. We're at 4 more players left to go, you guys. We are cruising. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you are new, you guys. We're on the road to 5K as well. Don't forget, too, while I have you, tomorrow, watch along. United friendly against Rosenborg as well. So make sure you tune in for that one. I think it's a 12 noon kickoff for me. We will be going live a little earlier to discuss some of the latest news as well, including some of the youngsters we've signed. So make sure you jump in early for that one before kickoff if you want to get your thoughts in on that. But keep an eye out for that one. We're doing that tomorrow. My schedule cleared up, so we are jumping on it. So 4 more to go. Let's go, guys. Let's count it down. Saïd El-Malla. He's the one that I was really maybe thinking we could go for. Same with Prince Jr., very similar style. Left winger, plays for Cologne in the Bundesliga. The kid is a goal machine. He's got pace, good long stride, good dribbling. He isolates those fullbacks. He keeps them penned back, but he's very direct. He doesn't really do a whole lot of intricate combo play. Oftentimes he's got fewer than like 10 passes per match. He's a guy, if you just get him the ball and he's going to do it. He often, if you look at his heat map, literally all of his touches are in the opposition half on that left wing. Got a really unique style of dribbling as well. He's able to decelerate mid-dribble, which throws a defender off balance. Kind of like when you're playing like American football, right? do a little stutter step as a receiver, and that little split second of hesitation from the opposition corner in NFL, for instance, then you burst to speed and you take advantage of that because their weight is off. And that's kind of what he does in mid dribble. Nearly one-footed, but he's still very dangerous cutting inside or even going to the byline. He's got good direct finishing, a very powerful shot, and I mean some crazy finishing. 13 goals, 4 assists last season, 13 goals in the season prior to that. He's in the 98th percentile for goals. He also creates chances, though. He's in the top 20% for big chances created and successful crosses as well. Puts in a shift off the ball for an attack or two, which I really like. He's in the 75th percentile for tackles and interceptions per 90 as well. 85th percentile for possession won in the final third. Again, I like this kid a lot. His off-the-ball timing can sometimes see him run offside. But again, he's 19, so we need to make sure we get that ironed out. But trust his pace, and I think he'll be fine. The problem is because he receives the ball so much in the opposition half rather than maybe at midfield or something that we can time down a little bit as well. Rose rapidly from Germany's third division to the Bundesliga and a senior national team call-up, all within about a 2-year period. Brentford, Brighton, Liverpool have been linked. Reportedly wants to leave Cologne, but a 50 million euro asking price has kept many interested parties from pulling the trigger. That is a big high price for a young player. But Cologne's sporting director has also recently stated that he thinks that this kid will stay because no one's going to pay the money. So cheating will get him too. But we'll see. I think this kid, I think he's not quite going to, I don't think he'll stay. I think he'll end up leaving, but it wouldn't be, this might be one that goes down to the wire. But you guys let me know if you watch any of the Bundesliga, what you think of him. He's definitely one. I read Cologne were interested in maybe bringing Cheeto Obi on loan. I suggested a couple weeks back that maybe we could throw that in to sweeten the pot. And maybe if we wanted a left winger, I think this kid could do it. Maybe that'll put us ahead of other interested parties. But you let me know. 3 more to go. Eli Junior Krupi. You guys knew it was coming, right? A familiar face to anyone who watches the channel, anyone who watches the Premier League. This young French center forward, he, again, kind of like a second striker. He's not exactly a 9. He's not like a 10 or a winger. He's, again, kind of that floater behind the striker. Drop deep to kind of link up play and move that ball around. Again, like a false 9. But again, he's got the finishing of a striker. He's versatile, got elite pace, loves to get in behind as well. He's good close control, good progressive dribbling, good 1-2s in those tight areas. Again, cause us some problems, but he's got really good finishing. He can hit with power, he can hit chips, he can hit on a volley as well. Excels in those tight spaces, especially just outside the box. Good link-up play in the final third. His movement, really good at pulling defenders, opening up space for teammates, a really undervalued trait. I feel like movement off the ball. Elite level first touch, good dribbling, powerful ball striking. But he's also got really good vision, good playmaking, and good pressing off the ball as well. 13 goals this season for Bournemouth is absolutely stellar for such a young kid, which is tied for 9th most in the Premier League, by the way. He's 3rd when it came to goals per 90. Works hard off the ball. Again, you have to work hard off the ball under Iraola at Bournemouth. He was tied in the league for 8th for possession won in the final third. So again, putting in a shift, which you guys know I really, really like. Before he was at Bournemouth, he was playing in Ligue 2, down in the 2nd division in France, where he was the player of the year and the team of the year in the 24-25 season. And that's that same season that he scored 23 goals to help FC Lorient win the league for Ligue 2 and earn promotion to Ligue 1. Became the first teenager since Robbie Fowler to score double-digit Premier League goals in his debut season as well. So Eli Junior Krupi is an absolute boss. If you watched our rebuild, you know that Ian went for him as his big marquee signing in the summer. Maybe onto something. You're looking at these numbers, doing very, very good. So yeah, we're not broke. We just have priorities, and we have a limit for each player we're looking at based on what the numbers tell us. But I hear you. But yeah, I like Eli Junior Krupi. And another window, this would be one that I definitely would go and replace Xerxes with. Problem is he's going to be really expensive. Bournemouth are in Europe, obviously. Another year, I could see him making a big move someplace else. But let me know your thoughts. 2 more. Christos Mouzakaitis. It's been a while since we've heard this name. We were linked early in the season, but it doesn't mean that just because it's gone quiet doesn't mean that he's gone quiet. This young center midfielder who plays for Olympiacos is like a sleeper star right now. Left-footed midfielder, Strengths, like, again, distribution. He's a playmaker. Assists from deeper rolls. Doesn't really get a whole lot of dribbling in. Doesn't really get a whole lot of physicality in. But he's a tidy possession playmaker. It works well in Olympiacos' system. Excellent spatial awareness. Good press resistance. Composure. Dictates tempo. Again, he's good on the ball. Quick turns. Incisive, progressive passing. Breaks those opposition lines with those crisp, accurate balls from deep in midfield. Thrives in those tight spaces where you'd think that you couldn't even fit a mouse. The kid just finds a way to get it done. Good first touch, good body shape, good orientation, good balance to retain that ball under pressure. Reads the game at an elite level for a 19-year-old. Finds the best positions in the half spaces to support in the build-up and create overloads in those wide areas. He's not super big, but he is tenacious, defensively intelligent, anticipates rather than gets into physical duels, which helps him make interceptions. But he's a regular starter. He's earned some senior international caps as one of the youngest debutants in Greek national team history. Played a key part in Olympiacos' recent domestic trophy successes. Greek League Team of the Season and Young Player of the Season in the 24-25 season. Linked to the usual clubs, like I said, including United earlier in the season. But keep an eye out for him. He's definitely another one that if you're looking for a deep-lying playmaker, like similar to like what Yuri Tillmans is probably going to do for us, this would be one to look at it. So, but I like him. It'd be nice to have a Greek player on the side at some point. But again, as you can see, there are loads of midfielders out there. This is why I've constantly said you don't need to go spend an arm and a leg unless it's for a player that offers something that you don't get anywhere else, like an Adam Wharton or something. But I do think Tielemans is going to play that role for United, basically. But, all right. Last but not least, you guys, again, these were in no particular order. I've got one more player for you guys, and that is Basamata Torre. You know how I feel about this kid. The young left winger was playing in the Bundesliga and recently signed for Newcastle as well. He was at Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim used some of that Basamata Torre money to go get Nathan Decat, apparently. But he's a bit of an old school winger. Plays for Ivory Coast. We saw a couple glimpses of him at the World Cup. But his defining trait is just speed. He's absolutely pacey AF. Clocked at over 35 kilometers an hour this season. Combine that with a high work rate, aggressive pressing from the front as well, and you've got yourself a star. He's, again, old school. He favors early crosses, dribbling at pace, cutting in over the intricate combination plays. He wants to stay wide, wants to receive the ball in space, get forward, and put it in the box. Just outside the top 10 for successful dribbles per 90. In the modern game, I think Torre is a breath of fresh air as far as wingers go. Again, like I said, most of the inverted goal scorers you see nowadays, that's just what you're going to get now. Cut inside, take a shot rather than get it to the byline or put in an early cross. He is something that you say is different, but it really wasn't, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's just this is a throwback winger. He stays wide, whips in an early cross, gets to the byline, puts it back in the box. Again, like I said, puts in a shift too, tracking back to help out often. High presses are really good. 5 goals, 9 assists for Hoffenheim. 4th most assists in the Bundesliga last season. I'd like to see him maybe work on the finishing, but it's not my top priority. And if he wants to develop his physicality, I think that could be the next step as well. Again, he rose from playing football in the Ivorian League through Sweden's club Hammarby. Breakout season with Hoffenheim before he earned that move to Newcastle. And like I said, he got some senior caps at the Ivory Coast at the World Cup this summer. So again, he's just kind of cruising. Very good career trajectory so far. And I think that trajectory development is what you need to vouch on, what you need to prioritize as a young player. But I really like him a lot. Debasi loves him. Yeah, I think he is going to cook. Very different type of winger than what Anthony Gordon was. But I think that could be what you need, especially with Newcastle. And they've got guys like Visa or Woltemata. You got the big strikers in the box. You want to put the ball in the box, and Gordon's not going to do that very much. So I really like this guy as well. Perfect for Carrick. Yeah, I mean, imagine him with Shesko. Like, that could be an absolute boss combination. But I think Dorgu's looking better and better with some of that as well. But we'll see. But that was my top 21, under 21, you guys. Loads of players. Like I said, I started the video with giving you guys a list of my honorable mentions and why they didn't quite make the cut, so you guys can rewind back to that one as well. But let me know your thoughts. Did I miss anyone? Again, this was just my list. So again, this isn't me saying this is universal in any way, shape, or form. This is just my list. But let me know in the comment section if you weren't able to catch the live. Who makes your list? who maybe you're keeping an eye on, things like that, you guys. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. It's a fun little video to do. Like I said, it's been on my mind for a while. Had it in the chamber and finally just got around to finishing it up. It does take a while to do these, especially this one because there's a lot of players, but it's fun to do. But keep in mind too, tomorrow, again, watch along for the Rosenborg friendly. So keep your notification bell hit so you guys don't miss out on that one. We will be here a little bit before kickoff so we can talk about some news, probably a half hour beforehand as well. We'll have the team news ready for you and everything. So had a blast at the first one as well, if you guys remember that one against Wrexham. Obviously, we lost that one, but it's preseason. It's not a big deal. JJ Gabriel did travel with the team this one, so maybe you guys can get to see a little bit of him as well. For those of you who don't watch enough academy matches, not a problem. We don't judge, but we kind of judge. But most importantly, though, make sure you hit the like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We are on the road to 5K now, so with your help, we'll get there. We got the 4K last week, and that was absolutely legendary night. So you guys, thank you. Appreciate everything you guys do for the channel as well. Thank you guys for stopping by today and getting your thoughts in as well. And then, like I said, leave a thought in the comment section if you weren't able to catch the live. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning around lunchtime for me, later on in the afternoon for those of you in the UK and whatnot. But we'll be here for the friendly tomorrow. So I hope to see you there, you guys. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.